Yeah, let's get started. Um, Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining for today's session. I'm Parthiban Yuvraj, Director of Engineering and Operations, and with me, Gayatri Nityanandan, our Senior Product Analyst.
Thanks, Pati. Hi, everyone. Great to have you here today. We are really excited to talk about something which most organizations overlook: how verification can sometimes end up costing more than hiring yourself. Over to you, Pati, to take us through the
Yeah.
agenda.
So today we are going to address a question that every HR team, verifier, and probably an operation leader like me, like silently struggle with. Like, is it the verification is costing more than the hiring? Is that one we are going to discuss today? So today we're going to uncover the hidden costs of verification, right? What is the hidden cost in the verification? And then I will walk you through about every day the document workflow, this HR team, agencies, the verifier handles, right? All these people, right? What they will do, right? We will walk you through about that, and then we'll show you on real time demo about a system, right? How that works. I would like to start with a poll from here, like how does the verification happens in your team, right? How much your HR is spending time, right? How long a document verification is really taking. Use the comment box to comment out your options so that we'll see, right, how that really are taking time, right, based on different industry, different companies. Right? Typically, you can see a company would take 4 to 7 days to do an employment verification or a student verification. A good companies which have a clean cut process, right? Even they are also taking, with our study, they are also taking 1 to 2 3 years to complete a verification. Let's see, right, how a verification could be done in minutes, but not in days, right? Let's say every week, right, as an HR receiving multiple verification requests from different agencies, different employees, right? A background verification company. Consider me, right? Let's say when I was handling this operations or the HR related process, right? I would leave my work in middle and I will go through that email which I got for verification. I will go through the older records, dig through a lot of emails, PDFs, pay slips, and then I will finally prepare a confirmation letter about, see, this is the email employee verification you asked for, and I have to draft it and send over the email. For what I'm doing, I'm just doing this for one verification. And typically, company is spending, right? Let's say in this scenario, the company is spending the valuable time and the HR bandwidth to something which is an again and again you're going to repeat the same. Let's say one employee you get on verification today, after 6 7 months, right, the employee is changing another company, again you're going to get the same employment verification where you have to go and prepare a new one because there is no proper system for it. That is completely a pain point where the company is losing money, the efforts towards this particular thing. But this is not the only problem. And think about a situation where the data, whatever you're doing, right, that one-time work, whatever you're doing, what if that could monetize? How can that can be monetizable? Right? This is something that we're going to talk about, but these are not the only problems that we have. I'll go through the problem one by one. So the very first problem is instant verification. See, as an employer, when you are hiring somebody, you don't need to wait for a week or a month time to complete a verification. You will be expecting that I need an instant verification. But let's say like you are expecting there should be another person who is giving the employer who is giving the verification, right? They would, as I said, they will go to multiple emails, multiple PDF, collect the information, right? This is not happening in real time. It's not happening instant. That is the problem number one. Problem number two, there are third-party dependencies because a company A and company B not only being involved here, you will have a third party in middle. So what happens, right? Generally, the third party will connect and ask, right, a lot of questions, right? Why are you not hiring this person? What is your policy? What's the company policy? When he got relieved? What is the last drawn salary? When he joined? There are a lot of parameters they were looking out for. So since the third party, whenever the third party is like involved, the dependency is increasing, the cost is increasing, and the time is also relevant. Like relatively, the time is also increased. Problem number three, the time consuming loop. This is something I usually encounter, right? What happens, right? You as an employer, when you get an employment verification from an agency, the agency is going to keep coming back to you asking different questions. They would have a clarification. Even though you given verification proof of some document or over an email, they're going to keep asking questions again, right? Can you clarify this? Can you clarify that? So there would be a lot of clarification is going, because the HR goes to verifier, the verifier goes to an agency will follow back to you, a lot of clarification, and finally you get into a confirmation. This is not happening, as I said in the first problem, this is not happening instantly. As I said in the second problem, there are a lot of dependency are there. And as I said in the third one, that it is a kind of a time consuming thing. Okay. And we'll see how these problems, right? How these problems are happening. Currently in this situation, the verification is kind of happening a slow process, and it is a manual process. So what happens, right? You are doing the repetitive thing again and again, and it is heavily depend on people, but not on the system. So what happens when it is depending on the people, people's availability, people's time, the money you spent on that particular first generate, everything comes together where company is losing money whenever there is an employment verification coming. Okay, what if there is a system? We don't have any system. Okay, well, what if we have a system that would make this particular process as a monetizable process as well? Okay, and moving on, I think I will let Gayatri to explain about the system.
Thanks, Pati. I think here everyone could relate to those challenges, the delays, the endless follow-ups that we have, the manual efforts that comes in with all the verification process here. And that's where exactly Lystproof comes into picture. So many of you here might be using Listlock. Now, Listlock is another product that is built to solve this very pain point of verification. So it is designed to make sure that the employment verification is more faster, accurate, it saves time, which equivalently saves cost for both the employer as well as the verifier. So, how does this solve the problems which Parthi just highlighted previously? So, what can you do with Listproof here? So, first thing, you can verify once and use it any times. So, organizations here, they don't have to repeat the verification for the same employee again and again. So, when a data is shared securely here, instead of sending insensitive data over any other email, WhatsApp, or through any sort of messages here, it can happen through a secure and consent-based link. So the data is completely encrypted, and it can be shared only with the verified, authorized verifiers at this point of time. And the third point here is it saves more time, which eventually saves cost. So the more time that is invested in one process, the equivalent amount of cost is even being spent. So the automatic verification will eliminate the intermediaries that are involved. So it saves both effort as well as the money here. So how maybe I'll put in a small question here. So how often do you think that the same verification is like the same process is repeated unnecessarily for your organization? Like for about one employee, the same request keeps coming in, or with different organizations, or we could even say for that same person, we are sending it to the same organization again and again, the same data shared. So do you think it is unnecessary and it involves time and cost? You can share your thoughts and comments through the chat box here. So now let me take you through a quick walkthrough of how Listproof acts. So this is a small video which depicts. So here's a verifier who searches for an employee using their PAN number. So once this is done, the employee record is fetched and it appears instantly. Just to clarify, is
Gayatri,
my
can
video
you?
visible?
No. Can you
Oh,
check?
sorry. Yeah, sure. I'll just reshare it again.
Yes, good to go.
Okay. So here the verifier searches for an employee using their PAN number. And as you see, the employee is searched and the record appears instantly. Now the record is being found. Now the verifier selects the specific documents that they need and they request to send directly to the employer. Now The employer reviews it, makes a quick payment, and the request moves to the employee for their consent. Here, once the employee reviews and approves, the verified document is shared instantly with the verifier. No emails, no waiting, no third parties involved. So, to summarize, there are three people involved. First is the verifier, the employer, and the employee. So, to summarize, the verifier sends a request to the employer. The employer checks the documents that need to be shared. They make the payment for it, and the consent is given to the employee. This is because it is the employee's document or data that is being shared, so which would require their consent to be shared. So once the employee grants consent for it, the data is instantly shared with the verifier who has requested for the document. So it's really simple, like a few clicks, complete transparency, and the whole process is wrapped up in minutes instead of taking longer days or months to complete this process. So now let's take a look into the real world scenarios over here. So the first case is vault access with documents ready. So imagine you've hired a new employee who's already verified through Lystproof here. So when they join your organization, instead of asking them to give your ID, your approved documents, or your experience letters, you can just directly access it from their vault. So in one click, the documents are shared with you instantly along with their consent. Second is instant and trusted verification. Here, let's say there is a new employer and you need to confirm their previous employment history. Now, just by searching the employer's detail, you can request this data in minutes, and it is a verified data that is available in the Lystproof platform. So you can get the required information from the platform itself. Now, I'll hand it back to Pati to take you through the other couple of points that we have for real-time use cases of Lystproof.
Thanks, Gayatri. So, whenever an employee exit, right? So this is something I usually get through that employment exit case where an employee exited after 3, 4 months back. I will receive a call from him asking for, can you please share my 3 months of payslip? So this is one of the real-time use case that when an employee is getting exit from the company, and the same way on the joining formality set, we will be asking a lot of documents where what is a 3 months pay slips or offer letter, joining letter, kind of a things. So it goes to the first use case of employee exit where the pay slips were automatically shared and then saved securely in the vault. That is something which happen on a monthly basis. Whenever the salary is being processed, the payslip is going to be stored in the vault. No, like a human interaction is needed to it. So in this case, what happens is, let's say I'm been in this industry for 14 years almost. How many payslips that I will be able to have? No, I don't have all the months of payslip. But if in case like a product like a Lystproof is being introduced to back then, by now, I would have had all my payslip automatically stored from the payroll, or it's automatically stored in the vault. That is something which we are trying to solve. And that's one of the real-time use case as well. And also that both the joining formalities, right? Whenever people join, we would be asking multiple document. I was saying that what happens, right? They would send it over email. You would be asking, there would be a different emails in the same thread. I would see 5 threads, 10 threads email. You'll be keep on asking, this is missing, that is missing, right? So after that, you have to download everything and say, you have to go and save something as when you say you as a verifier, as an HR team, right? You have to go and save it somewhere. But what if you have all these documents stored somewhere and shared with you so that you can go and see that this particular document is already verified? These are the two use cases would see it. And the third one, which I'm going to talk about, is the career portfolio. See, today we have LinkedIn, but back then, right, LinkedIn, when they were started, we are the one like you, me, everybody gave the data to LinkedIn to build it as a product. And also we built the entire data in the LinkedIn that we went to that products and said that I'm working in this company, I'm working on so and so company. But now the scenario is not that same. We are working on something where it's an AI generated verified portfolio. We will be creating a portfolio to you as an employee, as an employer that is completely AI generated, which would include almost all of your informations, number of employees, your address, which industry you are from, what is your company's current strength, employees count. There are a lot of other things that is publicly available information. Right? Those information will be our AI is going to read all this information and put it collectively together to create a portfolio link. So like how I'm sharing my social links to others, right? To tell about my personal, like, okay, see from here you can share me. Likewise, I don't have any of kind of my portfolio link, which is automatically generated from my school, from my college. After that, when I joined my first company, second company, what are the joining date, relieving date, all together, I don't have one single page where I can able to see somebody can come up and say that LinkedIn is there, but LinkedIn is not something who is verifying you on LinkedIn. No, this career portfolio is something that each and every employer that I worked for last couple of years, everybody would have verified that I worked in that company. So this career portfolio is a very powerful thing that comes with verification. So this is not just a data that you see over the online, but it comes with a verification. And I think we almost explained about our the systems that as I was saying in the beginning, right, that the system which is going to make you come out of this slow process and then monetize your verification, right? So the floor is on you on open now for a Q&A session. I think people might be joined from a different industries, different organization levels, right? Probably you can tell us, right, what are the questions? What do you think about this product? What are the questions that you have? Any part of the process that you are not clear about it? Like we would like to answer you. You can use the comment box to drop a simple one-liner about it. You can also unmute and ask about the question. We're open for both. It could be a suggestion. It could be something that we were not clear about it, or we just not elaborated about a certain process. You see there is a few more pain points about this particular process, right? You can also share with us. Yeah. So meantime, we'll wait for questions. I would like to address, right? Let's say you are thinking about implementing Lystproof in your company, in your organization, right? What is the next step? How are you going to implement this? How this is going to work? Okay. I'll take a very simple. I will explain, not like Gayatri clearly gave you a demo, but I'll just give it in a one-liner or in a short term that, let's say you sign up with Lystproof. Step number one, you sign up with Lystproof. Step number two, you bring back your employees, active employees, employees who got exit, right? Ex-employee, active employee, all the information you have in your payroll process, like sorry, in your payroll product. So you get all this information, just a simple export you will have in your payroll product. And then you come to Lystproof, you import it. You will have 500 employees, 1,000 employees. Doesn't matter. In a one click, you will get all your employees in Lystproof. So most probably you will have, right, who is active, who is an ex-employee. From there, in a one single click, you can go and share the information whoever requesting for. And as Gayatri was showing, right, the platform will be open in a way that the employees whoever working with you, right, the PAN card, all those data will be linked where somebody can search and then find that person and make a payment. Okay. And this, if you see the entire process, there is one manual process. We see, right, you have to export the data in the payroll and then you have to import it in Lystproof, right? We are working on integrations as well. Let's say you say that this is the payroll product I'm using. We will be doing the integration with that particular payroll product to bring all the employees into Lystproof. So that when you log in, you will see all the employees, all the data is ready, and whoever requesting, go click share, give the link to them. Once they receive the link and they open, they would been asked to make a payment to get the verification. Once the payment is done, even there also you don't have any manual process. Once the payment is done, the document is already like automatically shared with them. Within few seconds, the document is already shared with them, which is a verified document. So if for an same employee you are getting multiple times, right? A year after year, if that employee is switching companies, it doesn't matter. They will come to your career, like your company link, company page link, and they will search for a PAN card, and they will get the information.
Patti, I would just like to add on to one more question which you could help us with it. So let's say there's a verifier who comes in and searches for an employee using the PAN card. but the
Okay.
employee is not found in Lystproof. So how do we handle this case?
Yeah. See, this is something where an organization is stepping forward to start using Lystproof. Initial stage, we are probably everybody will have an idea that we are on a very initial stage, that we are trying to get all the employees together because we are collecting all kind of a different data from different organizations. So most of the times, right, this is going to reduce the effort of generating an employee exit formalities, and also you could monetize this. So this works in that way, which means like whoever available within your company, those PAN number can be searched right now. If you are looking for some other person, if that company is onboarded with Lystproof, you will have the information. If not, we will try to bring all the organizations here. At one point of time, you would be seeing all the PAN cards. You search somebody, you will be able to find.
Thanks, Pati.
Okay.
We have a couple of questions in the chat box.
Yes, Kathy. We'll go through one by one. Yeah, what if an employee, so there is a question about if an employee quits from an organization, what happens to the data? Okay. The structural, the data privacy structure wise, we won't, as a Lystproof, right? The vault is open. The vault is owned by the person, not by Lystproof. So in this case, what will happen? The vault will be detached from the organization, and then it will be there with that employee. So in that case, right, a company related information will stay with the organization. The employee related information will be staying with the employee. But let's say the pay slip or the document, whichever generated, that will be available common for both of them. As an employee data, we as a Lystproof product, we won't be storing more data related to an employee. We will have very less kind of a parameter. Even that also, it's an end-to-end encrypted, and then only that organization could be able to read. And we have one more question. What makes Lystproof an authorized verification process? How can my third-party partner trust the final verification document from the Lystproof? Yes. So this is a very good question that we would be getting in this forum, right? See, how we are authorized person, right? See, the authorization works, right? Let's say keep Lystproof aside. Company A, company B. A company A is asking an employment verification to company B. When the company B is giving the verification, there is no question coming as who is authorized, because this is a tool for company B to give an authorization about an employee. So in this case, right, this is completely an authorized verification process, because the authorization is happening between two different employers, two different organizations. So in that case, this is something that can be trusted. Yes, I could see. Yeah, can you unmute and
All right, thank you so much. I joined very late and I could not get the whole information about Lystproof. Now, my question is, I've been following the company from right it was Listlock from to Lystproof. I just want to know what is new, what is the new technology, what is the new innovation that you guys have, and secondly, I want to know in details about the new innovation and how it operates. And if you could please explain it and speak.
I think your voice lost. Can you come again?
No.
I appreciate if you speak less. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so your question about like what is the innovation we brought here, right? See, this verification process is a manual process, okay, which we brought a platform for the employers to use, and not to do the same verification process again and again, right? For a same employee, the verification process, whatever they're manually doing. So we are from manual to automation, we are switching, number one. And number two, the HR, whatever the HR, the time they are spending on each verification, we are monetizing it. So which means each verification that you are giving to another employer, you will be getting benefited, monetization benefit you will be having. Hope that answers.
Thank you. Yes, Pati, it answers the question.
Sure. There's one more question. This is like a third party verification, Yogi? I won't call it as kind of in third-party verification. The vision of Lystproof is to bring that if somebody says that I'm verified in Lystproof, you're kind of accepting it. Okay, this is kind of a verification platform rather than we are not kind of in a third-party verifier where we go and do verification for you, but we try to collect all the information together and make the verification more instant rather than the time consumption, whatever we have. And we are trying to connect the employer to employer and getting benefited between them. By this way, what will happen, Yogita, right? So by this way, what will happen, right? This is going to be creating us an new revenue stream for your organization that usually you are giving those emails, right? Every time you get an email about employee verification, the HR is going to sit, right, draft the email, send it. Time spent, money lost, right? That's kind of a process currently we are having. By this way, what will happen, right? Whenever you prepare a document, right, another employer or the verification company or the agencies, the third party agency, whichever we were talking about, right, they're gonna make a payment to you to get this document, right? Once you are get ready with the document, so even for the second time, you don't need to go and prepare something. So which means what will happen, right? You're gonna get something out of that verification, and that is going to create as an hidden, not an as an hidden, it's going to be a visible revenue stream for you. So a lot of good questions came in. Okay, fine. Don't hesitate for all, right? There's no shouldn't be and no hesitation that whatever question it's it, kindly let us know. We'll be able to answer it. Okay, fine. Yes. So I think probably I believe, right, whoever were not able to comment, not able to go unmute and say something about it, probably we'll be giving. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so probably we'll be giving you an feedback form, so that this feedback is something that we are like looking forward for. Like, what do you think about the product? What do you think about the process that we have explained? What are the other pain points that you have? Let's say we could have missed one or two points that okay, these are the things we might have not looked into it, right? Those points which are not covered will be shared here, and I would appreciate everybody to just spend a minute to quickly fill up this feedback form, and that's going to help us a lot. And there is one more question, that how is the data secured? Okay, sorry, I'll go back to the one of the question I got it in the late. How much the data is secured in a platform? Are you complained about it? Yes, like we will be compliant with all the data securities and information security standards. And then, like I was saying, an end-to-end encryption way, we are making sure our platform, the data, and the data shared between people is also secure. The one more I got, how does Lystproof ensure authenticity and traceability of document when multiple teams are involved? Yes, Kavita. So the question is how Lystproof is ensuring about the traceability and the authenticity of the document when multiple teams are involved, right? See, Lystproof is a tool that is being given to you to execute the things, right? The things that whatever you wanted to execute as an organization. Doesn't matter only Lystproof, right? Your organization might be using different tools, but as an organization, your authenticity will be within the organization. You make sure that what are the documents to be shared. Maybe when you explore about our product, you will be knowing that we have a different template of offer letter, exit formalities, address verification. You will be having different format, different organization level. So what you will do, right? You will give each organization, right? See, these are the documents you can be approving and you can be sending to somebody. So those kind of an access control you will be having, so that by the way of access control, you will be able to trace who approved which document, which team is like assigned to it, who has approved at what time, what is a digital signature, what is the timestamp of it, right? So all those things can be easily traced. I could see a lot of questions, but still, I would like to say this Q&A session we will be opening. You can shoot your questions. Will social verification also be covered in the future? Yes, Hari. One of the very first vision, couple of years back, right, almost like 4 5 years back, where the social media itself were trying to evolve. We were trying to build a product. We were trying to build a tool that would give you a entire details about you based on your social presence, right? Yes, we are also trying to cover about the social verification so that you are verified, because as a social platform itself, they started giving a verification of blue ticks and all, right? So now this is compulsory for everybody to have some verified thing. Thank you, Hari. Okay. I could see no other questions coming up. Fine. Thank you. Thank you for everybody whoever shared the questions, shoot the questions, right? Thanks for everyone for spending that minute of shooting that question. See, you can also do one more thing. Let's say you wanted to talk about this product, you wanted to know more about this, you have some suggestions, you have some feedback about this webinar, about the product, you wanted to add something to the product, you wanted to know how it works. It could be any kind of a thing. You can book a call with us. Our product experts will join with you to get the information from you. What do you think about the product as a Lystproof? Yeah, Rohit has shared. Yes. Thanks, Rohit. Thank you saying for yes. I think I'll ask my team to get connected with you. We have, yes, Rohit. Yes, there's a link being shared with you. You can book a demo with your convenient time. You can book a demo with us. And we do have your information of name and email. We can also get connected. Yes, this is a wonderful session for me and then Gayatri, for both of us, with a lot of questions coming up, talking about a new product. Thanks to everyone, each and everyone, for joining this call and making this webinar a grand success. Thank you. And you can also connect with us in our, you can follow us on our social handles. And if at all you wanted to connect with us, sales@lystproof.com, you can just drop an email, we'll get back to you.
Thank you, everyone. This was a wonderful session, and thank you for your time, for taking time to join this wonderful session here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Bye.